Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good. They're usually under the radar. Not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have another another update for you, and this is the brand Paris Kona. Paris Kona is another Middle Eastern brand from United Arab Emirates. They've been around for a few years and they have a very extensive perfume lineup in their portfolio. I unboxed and reviewed many of their fragrances before, and for the price they are quite impressive. This one in particular is from their Ministry of Oud line. Ministry of Oud line, they have around I think 7 or 8 perfumes altogether. I unboxed and reviewed one perfume from them before, and this is the second one, and they are very good, especially for the price under £30. They are very good. So this one, first thing first, presentation is very nice, especially for the price. Look at the beautiful bottle, very heavy bottle, very heavy cap, and the atomizer is quite nice. The box itself is nice and textured, and it protects the bottle, which is fantastic. So everything about it is very good quality, especially for the price. In terms of longevity, this one is not as strong as I was expecting it, because it says extrait de parfum. I was expecting it to last at least 8 hours plus, but on my skin went 6 hours plus. So in terms of longevity on my skin, at least for my taste, for my nose, my environment, my climate, my skin, it went 6 hours plus. In terms of t-shirt materials, goes 8 hours plus. So it's a okay to good performer, but it's not a huge performer. It's not excellent. It's not a beast mode. I was expecting it to be beast mode, to be honest with you, and that's a little bit on the disappointing side. I put 10 sprays of it on me. That was ample enough for me to smell it almost all day. But if you are going outside and people smell you, you want people smell you from the other side of the road, and you need to go a little bit heavy on the trigger, probably 14-15 sprays of it. The price is right, you know, it doesn't break the bank. It's under £30. It's reasonably priced, it's affordable, it's accessible, so you can go heavy on the trigger. It doesn't break the bank. So if you go heavy on trigger, I think it will last over 8 hours on the skin, so you need to go a little bit heavy on the trigger. Projection wise, I had an arm length of projection for an hour to maybe an hour and 20 minutes, and after that it becomes almost a skin scent, but you always have a small bubble, small cloud, and a small trail, which is again moderate to good in terms of projection, not a heavy projector. So overall moderate to good in terms of longevity and projection, which is not bad for the price. I was expecting a little bit more, but we didn't get it. The only thing is, if you have this one in particular, you're the person who have it, did it macerate, did it maturate after a few weeks? Let us know your experience. I'm suspecting it to be that kind of fragrance. I don't know, because I can only report what I have in front of me, and this is what I got for 2 days of wearing of this perfume. So for me it was moderate to good, but let us know your experience. Is this fragrance improve, or anything from this line, the Ministry of Oud? Do they start up quite subdued and later on becomes better and better? Let us know your experience. Thank you for that. So in terms of who is it for, this is definitely on the mature side. I would say at least 25 years and older, if not 30 years and older, because this is very complex, very layered, very multifaceted perfume. For that, it makes it, and also it's very oriental. That makes it quite mature. I don't think a youngster will appreciate this as much as a person with experience. In terms of season, this is better suited for cooler weather. I wish it lasted a little bit longer and it pushed out a little bit longer, because this is better suited for winter and autumn and spring. And in the cold weather, if you are a perfume that is designated for cooler weather and you're not performing in cooler weather, that is a bit disappointing. But if you put it on t-shirts, so let's say you put 7-8 sprays of it on on skin, 7-8 sprays of it on t-shirt. That will last you all day, I think, because when I did it, I put 5 on the skin, 5 on t-shirt, and that was the performance I got. So if you go a little bit more, probably it will last longer. So age wise, this is, I said, mature. Season wise, I said this is cooler weather, better suited for cooler weather. And also in terms of occasion, this is very opulent, so it's very good for going out, special occasion, evening, close encounter. Because it doesn't push out too much, it's quite personal. You know, you have a personal bubble, you know, a small personal bubble, so people has to come close to you to smell you, which is it could be a good thing, because you know, if you're going out with somebody for dinner, for example, you don't want something that is pushed out too much and then it ruins the food for the people there. So this is good for something like that, for close encounter, for dating, for special occasion, for going to cinemas, going to dinner, something like in that vein. So and also in terms of gender, this is bang in the middle, unisex. Anybody can wear it, ladies and men, no problem whatsoever. It is targeted unisex and it is correct. So let's get to the perfume itself. The perfume itself is inspired by Roja Dove Amber Oud, which is very, very expensive. It's about £700 for the 100 ml of it. Is about £700 retail. So £700, under £30, you do the math. Is it 30 times better in terms of quality, Roja Dove? No, of course not. Maybe 2-3 times better in terms of quality, but not that much. So you are obviously, people who buy Roja Dove, they buy it because of the name, because of the prestige, and also because of, you know, they get some kick out of it. But even if I had the money, I would never go and buy something like that, because it's ridiculous, you know, it's just too overpriced. Here you're getting a very, very reasonably priced fragrance, which is quite similar to Roja Dove Amber Oud. Obviously the quality is not as good as that one, and also the performance is not as good as that one. You're probably getting half the performance of the Roja Dove one, and also you're getting maybe quarter of the quality of you get from Roja Dove. But if Roja Dove was, say, £120, it would have been worth it, because then you think, okay, that one is a few times better and the longevity better, and obviously a better fragrance, so I'm going to get that one. But £700, that's just ridiculously over the top and too expensive. Anyway, so on its own, it's a very, very good fragrance. Is in terms of profile, smell profile, in terms of perfume, in terms of perfumery, in terms of ingredients, is very, very good for the price. Smells very expensive. It smells £150 plus easy. So for that, is a very, very good fragrance. Ratio for what you get is ridiculously high in here. In terms of performance, is a little bit of issue, but if you go heavy on the trigger, that issue should go away. So fragrance starts up with a little bit of lemony, bergamonty feel to it, and a lime, little bit of lime in here, not too much. It's quite bright in the beginning. Overall, I classify this fragrance as semi-fresh to semi-dark. So in the beginning it's semi-fresh, in the dry down it becomes semi-dark, and those citruses in the beginning are quite apparent, and they obviously they don't last that long, maybe about 20 minutes, half an hour, and they're gone, but they give it a little of brightness in the beginning. So the combination of the citruses plus that huge amber in here makes it a beautiful amber fragrance in the beginning. Later on becomes the darker amber, but from the get-go you're getting a huge rose. So the rose in here is very, very apparent. So you need to like your rose perfume, rose-based perfume, to enjoy it, because this is dominated by the rose, especially the first half life of this fragrance. The first half is dominated by the rose, second half it becomes very, very ambery. So the rose in here is a little bit on the jammy side, a little bit on the fresh side, a little bit on the middle of the rose side. So it is like a combination of few roses in here. I'm getting a little of red rose, a little of pink rose, a little of white rose. So it's like a combination of few roses, but the rose in here is gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's very, very well done. I wish it lasted till the end, but halfway through the rose slowly subside. You always have a small amount of rose in here, but it's not a big player anymore. The combination of the rose oud here giving it a little of rose oud combo fragrance overall, but it is not a typical rose oud. So if you have a rose oud in your fragrance collection and you think this is a redundant, I don't think so. This is, look, I give this analogy, it might work. It's like a pizza. All pizzas are not the same. Obviously the base are all bread, but which each topping it makes it a different taste. So in here the base is same rose oud, yes, like any other rose oud perfume, but there are nuances that makes it different in here. Or another analogy is like wines. All red wines are red wines, but different taste and different aromas and different you're getting a different taste from them because they are a little bit different from each other. There are hundreds of red wines out there, so they're all red wine, yes, but there are differences, nuances and things like that. So in here you're getting a rose oud, yes, but it's a very, very different rose oud, which is mainly about the amber in here. So the designation of the name is correct, so amber oud. The oud in here is not a huge player. It is there, it is noticeable, it is in the base, and it's warm, is resinous, is gooey, is sticky, yes. But to be honest with you, I'm smelling more amber rather than the oud, and also I smell more sandalwood rather than the oud. So the oud is there, but it's not a massive player. And also the oud overall in here is very clean. So it's a clean oud. It's not barnyard, it's not funky, is not animalic or anything like that. Overall it has got a hint or tinge of animalicness to it, but it's not worth even mentioning. So overall this fragrance is absolutely gorgeous for my taste, for my age, for my experience. As I said, I'm a Middle Eastern man. I grew up with perfumes like this, so naturally I'm gravitating towards it. Let me read you the ingredients and we take it from there. So on top we have lime, lemon and bergamot. Yes, these three are quite apparent in the beginning, especially for the first 15 to 20 minutes. They are very, very noticeable. I'm giving it a little bit of brightness and a little bit of that zesty feel. Rose is by far the biggest player in the first half-life of this fragrance. So rose and more rose. And the rose in here is a hint of jamminess, hint of red rose, hint of yellow rose, hint of white rose, and hint of pink rose. So it's like a combination of the all roses. So it's a non-descriptive rose, so which is a good thing because in here it's done so well you cannot pick up exactly what kind of rose it is. The ylang ylang here again, a little bit of tropical feel, a little bit of yellow flower, a little bit of that banana feel as well. Not too much fig, to be honest with you. I get a little bit of dry fruit feel to it. So maybe a little bit of apricot, a little bit of dry apricot, a little bit of dry dates, a little bit of dry raisin, but I don't get fig per se. I'm a big fan of fig in fragrances, and I can easily pick it up when I smell a fig fragrance, and this one is not one of them. It gets lost easy. Jasmine in here, a little bit of jasmine to give it a little bit of that white floral softness, and also a hint of andolicness in here, not too much, very, very small amount. The base is by far basically the longest it lasts, which is the combination of all these notes, which is agarwood, yes, is oud, a little bit of oud, not too much. Ambergris I don't get at all. Benzoin, yes, I get a very, very nice benzoin in here, which is giving it a smoothness and also the sweetness and also the warmth of this fragrance, which is gorgeous. Saffron, cinnamon and nutmeg in here, giving it that combination of very spiciness. The spiciness is big in here, but it doesn't take over. It's very well done. It's a very good balancing act in here. Orris, I get a little bit of softness in the mid. I'm not sure if it's that from the orris. I don't get that much hint of powderiness in here, hint of dustiness and hint of smokiness, very small amount. Musky, yes, it's quite musky from the get-go to the end. It's quite musky, but the musk in here is quite clean as well. Oak moss, birch and patchouli are there as well to give it complexity, to give it facets. But oak moss in here, a little bit of earthiness, a little bit of that birch. Birch, to be honest with you, if you're thinking of a smoky birch, is not here. but it could be that it just adds to the woodiness of this fragrance. The second half of this fragrance is very, very woody. So it's a combination of few woods like sandalwood, cedar, oud itself, which is agarwood, and also the oak moss and birch, the patchouli. The patchouli here giving it a little of chocolatiness, a little of earthiness, a little of that beautiful dankiness of it overall. So if you are interested in fragrances that is huge amber, the amber in here is beautiful. It's very well done. It's very smooth. It's rounded. And overall, for the price, this is very, very impressive. So to recap quickly, amber, and more amber. Yes, this from the beginning to the end, amber in here is a sticky amber, is gooey amber, is a very quite dark amber, not very, quite dark amber, and also is spicy, sweet, sticky, syrupy, and also it is a little bit on the smoky, and also a little bit on the balsamic side, a little bit on the camphorous side of things. The rose is by far the biggest player from the first half. First half the rose is dominant, second half is the amber. Spices, yes, the warm spicy in here, which is the combination of saffron and cinnamon and nutmeg, which is gorgeous. The oud in here is by far the weakest link in the base. It is noticeable, it is you know, you can feel it, you can smell it, but it's not a big player. Sandalwood and birch are bigger, and also the cedar. So rose and more rose in the beginning especially, and very, very woody in the base. And the amber, it will from the beginning to end always ambery feel to it as well. The citruses in the beginning give it a little bit of brightness, a little bit of lightness, and a hint of animalicness overall, very small amount, a hint of andolicness, hint of dustiness, hint of smokiness, and a hint of camphorousness in here, and also a hint of balsamic feel, which is very good and it adds to the complexity of this fragrance. And overall, I highly recommend this fragrance. For the price, you cannot beat it. I absolutely enjoyed it for the last 2 days. I'm going to see if in the future it will improve. If it improves, mamma mia, what a fragrance! And this Paris Corner and this Ministry of Oud, they're doing a fantastic job of making a very affordable fragrances, but the smell is very, very expensive and very opulent. Okay guys, so I highly recommend it for people who like this kind of fragrances. If you don't know, you're not sure, this is not a blind buy safe, but I think overall this is not challenging in any way or shape for majority of people. Okay guys, if you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable, or entertaining, please don't forget to hit those buttons. Thank you for your likes, thank you for your shares, thank you for your comments, thank you for your subscription, which is free by the way. All these things will help this channel to keep afloat, to survive, to keep coming back, to stay in this endeavor for longer. The infamous YouTube algorithm is getting worse and worse. The big players getting bigger and richer, and the small players getting smaller and poorer, and they're getting pushed out. If you don't want it to get pushed out, please do your diligence and just use your finger to help me to stay in this endeavor. Thank you very much as always for watching. Thank you very much for your love and support. If you are interested in purchasing one of my own perfumes and support me that way and get something very, very beautiful in return, you could do that. I leave them in the link. I'm the perfumer, I'm the artist, I'm the worker. So there are true handmade perfumes just for the lucky people in the United Kingdom. I put more than 60% pure perfume oils in my perfumes, which is unheard of, and that gives them the huge personality. They are massive, they're big, they're very long lasting, they are artistic and unique. They are like time capsule. They take you different places, different time, and they are super beautiful, if I say myself. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Bye.